Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing fine. My name is Moinak and this is the first part of a 4-part series of WBPSC Assistant Engineer 2003 Civil Engineering paper. I have solved the 2016, 2014 and 2012 paper as well. If you want to check them out, the links are provided in the description box below. And in this video, I have explained each and every solution in details, and also the connected questions that might be asked from a particular section is also discussed. And if you're new to this channel, do subscribe and share this video with your friends who are preparing for civil engineering competitive exams. So without wasting any more time, let's begin with the questions. First question of today is, the distance traveled by revolving the wheel of a vehicle more than its circumferential movement is. Now let us consider this a wheel, and this is the direction of translational movement. This is the direction of the translational movement, and this is the rotational movement. This is the rotational movement. Now, if the rotational movement is less than the translational movement, it is known as skid. It is known as skid, and it occurs during brakes. It occurs during brakes, and if the rotational movement is greater than the translational movement, it is known as slip. And these occur during acceleration, during the acceleration process. So in our question, the distance traveled by revolving the wheel of a vehicle is more than its circumferential movement. So the translational movement is greater than the rotational movement, so it is known as skid, and these occur during brakes. So the answer for this particular question should be skid. The answer for this particular question should be B, skid. Next question, in plastic analysis, the shape factor for a rectangular section is. Now what is shape factor? Shape factor is the ratio of moment of resistance in plastic condition to the moment of resistance in elastic condition. It is given by MP by ME. It is given by MP by ME. Also, the shape factor for different sections. Now this is very important. This is very important. For circular section, the shape factor is around 1.69 to 1.7. For square and rectangular section, the shape factor is 1.5. For I sections, the shape factor varies from 1.12 to 1.15. For diamond sections, the shape factor is 2, and for triangular sections, the shape factor is 2.43. So for this particular question, the answer should be 1.5. The shape factor for a rectangular section is 1.5. Next question is, influence line of structures follows the principle of. Now, influence line of structures follow the principle of Muller-Breslau. Muller-Breslau. Also, what is ILD? Now, ILD is a diagram in which the ordinates are plotted as a function of distance along a span. These ordinates give the values of internal forces, reaction, displacement at a particular point in a structure as the unit load moves along the structure, right? Also, what is Muller-Breslau principle? What is Muller-Breslau principle? Now, to draw, according to this principle, to draw the ILD for any stress function, remove the restraint offered by the stress function and apply one unit displacement in the positive coordinate direction. The deflected shape of the structure will correspond to the required ILD for the given stress function, right? So this is just an example. The ILD for reaction at A is given by this deflected shape. You just remove the restraint in this in A, and you apply a unit displacement in the positive coordinate direction. Now, let this be the upward direction, be the positive coordinate direction, and the deflected shape of the structure will correspond to the required ILD. So for the reaction at A, the ILD is given by this particular deflected shape, and for reaction at B, the ILD would look something like this, right? So this is according to the Muller-Breslau principle. Next question is, slope correction in tape chain is. Slope correction in tape or chain is. Now the exact correction is given by L minus root over L square minus H square, and the approximate correction for slope is given by H square by 2L. Is given by H square by 2L. So the answer should be B. The answer should be B. Also remember that slope correction is always negative. Is always negative. This is very important. Slope correction is always negative. Next question is, sewage is. Now, sewage represents all kinds of waste from various sources. Also, the solid part of sewage is known as sludge, and the liquid part of sewage is known as effluent, right? So the answer for this particular question should be, sewage is any wastewater of domestic or industrial origin. Any wastewater of domestic or industrial origin. Next question. Community waste, mostly liquid, not containing excreta, especially termed as. Now, sullage. Let's look into what is a sullage. What is sullage? Now, sullage is generated from domestic activities like washing in the bathroom and kitchen, dishwashing, wastewater generated during food preparation, etc. Now, the basic difference between sullage and sewage is, sewage contains human excreta while sullage does not, right? So the answer for this particular question should be community waste, mostly liquid, not containing excreta, especially termed as sullage. If this word Was not there, the answer would have been sewage. The answer would have been sewage. Also, what is garbage? The solid part of sewage, which is biodegradable in nature, is known as garbage, right? Next question. Settling velocity in discrete particles in water follows. Now, settling velocity in discrete particles in water follows Stokes law. Follow Stokes law. Also, the settling velocity is given by this formula. Vs equal to g into g minus 1 d square by 18 nu, where nu is the kinematic viscosity, g is the specific gravity, and d is the dia of particles, right? Also, you should know this, that surface overflow rate is given by discharge divided by planned area of sedimentation tank. Also, if the settling velocity is greater than the surface overflow rate, then removal of this kind of particle will be 100%, right? And if the settling velocity is less than the surface overflow rate, then the removal of this kind of particle will be lesser than 100%. Remember this as well. So the answer for this particular question should be Stokes' law. Next question. The maximum deflection due to a UDL, W unit per length, over entire span of a cantilever beam of length L and of flexural rigidity EI is. Now you should always remember the standard results for deflection. The standard results for deflection are given here. You can take a screenshot of this particular thing and you can remember this. You have to remember this. This would save you a lot of time during the examination. So the question that has been asked here is this. For a cantilever beam with UDL, the deflection would be, the maximum deflection would be WL to the power 4 by 8EI. The answer for this particular question should be C. WL to the power 4 by 8EI. Also, you should remember all these standard results. All are very important. Any might be asked in the examination. Next question. The water balance equation for a catchment area in terms of rainfall, runoff, evaporation and storage is written as. Now, let this be a catchment. Let this be a catchment, right? Now, the precipitation is inwards or regarded as inflow, and the evaporation and runoff is regarded as outflow, or it is in the outward direction. And del S is the change in storage. Del S is the change in storage, which is given by SF minus SI, where SF is the final storage, SI is the initial storage. So the inflow is equated to the outflow. So the precipitation is equated to evaporation plus runoff plus minus delta storage. So this should be the equation for water balance equation. So the answer for this particular question should be A. The answer for this particular question should be A. And also water balance equation is based on the conservation of mass principle. This is also very important. Next question. In limit state method, the maximum strain in concrete in bending compression is taken to be. Now, you know, in limit state method, the maximum strain in concrete is 0.035 is 0.0035, right? Also, the other assumptions in limit state method. The other assumptions in limit state method are plane sections remain plane after bending. The maximum compressive strain in concrete is limited to 0.035 strain. You already know this. Tensile strength of concrete is ignored. Also, the maximum strain in tension steel shall not be less than 0.002 plus 0.87 Fy by ES. This is also very important. So the answer for this particular question should be D, 0.0035. Next question. Crop ratio is defined as the ratio of area irrigated. Now, crop ratio is also known as Kharif to Rabi ratio. Crop ratio is also known as Kharif to Rabi ratio, which is equal to the ratio of area irrigated during Kharif season to the area irrigated during Rabi season. So the answer should be B. The answer should be area irrigated in Kharif season to the area irrigated in Rabi season. Next question. In broad crested rectangular weir, the discharge varies as. Now, in broad crested rectangular weir, the discharge is given by Q equal to 2 by 3 CD L into root 2G into H to the power 3 by 2. So discharge is proportional to H to the power 3 by 2. So the answer should be B. The answer should be B. Next question. Imhoff tanks are basically used for. Now, Imhoff tanks are basically used for removal of odor. It is used for odor removal only. Next question. Rainfall hyetograph shows the variation of. Now, this has been asked a lot of times in WBPSC exams. So, you know, rainfall intensity versus time. It shows the rainfall hyetograph, right? It shows the variation of rainfall intensity in centimeter per hour and time in hours, right? Also, it is derived from the mass curve and usually represented by bar chart. So the answer should be B. Rainfall intensity with time. Next question. Delta of a crop in meter is related with base period and duty S. Now, delta is equated to 8.64 B by D. So the answer should be D. Also, delta, what is delta? Now the total quantity of water depth required by the crop during its entire crop period is known as delta, and it is given in meters. It is given in meters. Also, what is base period? Base period is the time interval from first watering to the last watering given to the crop. Right? This is taken in days. This is taken in days. Also, what is duty? Duty is defined as the total number of hectares of land which will be irrigated for a given crop period. 1 meter cube per second of discharge is supplied throughout the base period of the crop. Throughout the base period of the crop, and duty is given in hectares per cumex. Is given in hectares per cumex, and you know delta is equal to 8.64 B by D. So the answer for this particular question should be D. Next question. Correction for pull is given by. Now correction for pull is given by this formula, P minus P naught into L by AE, where P naught is the pull at the time of standardization and P is the pull at the time of measurement. So the answer for this particular question should be A. The answer for this particular question should be A. And also, if P is greater than P naught, correction is positive, and if P is lesser than P naught, the correction is negative. Right? Next question. Flow in pipes is laminar if Reynolds number is. Now flow in pipes is laminar if Reynolds number is. Now the exact Reynolds number for laminar flow is less than 2000. For transition, it can be laminar or turbulent. The Reynolds number varies from 2000 to 4000, and if it is greater than 4000, it is known as turbulent flow. So the answer for this particular question, or the nearest answer, should be A. The nearest answer should be A. This should be 2000, right? Also, next question is rise of water in small vertical tube or pipe is called, right? So when a very small diameter tube, which is less than 10 millimeter, is immersed in a fluid, the rise or fall phenomenon in the tube is known as capillarity. Also you should know this, surface tension is due to cohesive forces and capillarity is due to cohesion as well as adhesion. So the answer for this particular question should be D. The answer for this particular question should be D. And also the capillary rise is given by this formula, 4 sigma cos theta by WD, where sigma is the surface tension, W is the specific weight, and D is the diameter of tube, right? Next question. Standard BOD is taken for, now you know standard BOD is taken for 5 days at 20 degree centigrade. At 20 degree centigrade also, BOD is a measure of the amount of oxygen required for decomposition of biodegradable organic matter under aerobic conditions, right? BOD is biochemical oxygen demand. Next question. If Q is the discharge, the wetted perimeter of a regime channel according to Lacey's theory is given by. Now this is Lacey's channel's design criteria. Now the velocity is given by QF square by 140 to the power 1 by 6 meter per second, where F is the silt factor, which is also given by 1.76 root over D in millimeter, where D is the average particle size, right? Also the hydraulic mean depth R is equal to 5 by 2 times V square by F, right? The area of channel section is given by A is equal to discharge by velocity. Also, the wetted perimeter is given by P equal to 4.75 root Q. P is equal to 4.75 root Q. Also, the bed slope S is given by S is equal to F to the power 5 by 3 divided by 3340 Q to the power 1 by 6, where F is the silt factor, right? F is the silt factor, which is given by 1.76 root D. So the answer for this particular question should be if Q is the discharge, the wetted perimeter of a regime channel according to Lacey's theory is given by P is equal to 4.75 root Q. P is equal to 4.75 root Q, where P is the wetted perimeter. Now, next question is furrow irrigation. Now let's look into furrow irrigation. Now furrow irrigation is suitable for crops that are grown in rows like sugarcane and potato. Also, furrows are narrow ditches which are excavated between different rows of plants and carry irrigation water through it. In this method of irrigation, only 20 to 50% of the agricultural field is wetted, hence evaporation loss are minimized. Now, these are the rows of crops and these are the ditches which are made. And the irrigation water is carried through these ditches. So the answer for this particular question should be furrow irrigation is water passing through narrow ditches. Next question is burning of solid waste in a controlled manner is. Now burning of solid waste in a controlled manner is known as incineration. Also, if we go into details, incineration is the burning in presence of oxygen, and pyrolysis is burning in absence or limited supply of oxygen, right? Also the operation cost and the maintenance cost is higher because the sludge needs to be dried before combustion. The sludge needs to be dried before combustion. So the operation and maintenance cost is higher in this type of solid waste management. Also, what is composting? What is composting? Composting is a biological method of disposal of refuse, and this is one of the best methods of solid waste management. Also, what is landfill? Now, landfill is a refuse. In this case, refuse is disposed in a low-lying area in layers of usually 1.5 meter thick. So the answer for this particular question should be burning of solid waste in a controlled manner is called incineration. Next question. Consumptive use of water in crop consists of. Now let's look into what is the consumptive use of water. Consumptive use of water is defined as the total amount of water used by the plants or crops for the process of transpiration and evaporation, very important, from the adjacent soils in any specified time. Also, this is also very important. Different crops have different consumptive use requirements, and the same crop may have different consumptive use requirements depending upon climatic conditions and type of soil. This is very important, right? The answer for this particular question should be consumptive use of water in crop consists of transpiration and evaporation, right? Next question. Slump test facilitates. This is a very easy question. Slump test, you all know, facilitates the determination of workability of concrete. Determination of workability of concrete. Also, the other tests for workability are compaction factor test, VB test, flow table test, and Kelly ball test. Now, this is the picture of a slump cone. Where the upper dimension, the lower dimension, the lower of slump cone, and the height of slump cone is very important. Now remember, the height is 300 millimeter, the upper dia is 100 millimeter, and the lower dia is 200 millimeter. So these dimensions are also very important. Remember, 300, 200, 100, right? Next question is departure of a line 70.7 meter long with whole circle bearing 330 degree is. Now let this be the axis, north, south, east, west axis. Now what is latitude? Latitude is nothing but the projection of a line. Let this be a line with length L with a whole circle bearing of theta. Now latitude is the projection of this particular line in north-south axis. This is the latitude, right? And departure is the projection of this line in the east-west axis, right? So you all know the formula, it's very easy. So the latitude is given by L cos theta and the departure is given by L sin theta, right? So for our particular question, the whole circle bearing is given as 330 degrees, and the length of this line, let this be A, let this be B. The length of line AB is given as 70.7 meters. We just need to find the projection or the departure. So departure, you all know, is given by L sin theta. So L is 70.7 meters and theta is 330 degree. So the departure would come out to be as minus 35.35 meters. Minus 35.35 meters. So the answer for this particular question should be D, right? The answer for this particular question should be D, minus 35.35 meters. So this was the first part of a 4-part series of WBPSC Assistant Engineer 2003 Civil Engineering paper. If you like the content of this video, then do subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends who are preparing for similar government exams in civil engineering. Stay home everyone and stay safe, and study hard but study smart, and thank you all.